Jay's in the building. J and J. Jayaye, right?
Jaye.
That's what I do. This is what I do. Like, oh, I don't know.
Absolutely.
What's up, y'all? This is Premier Peak 22, and I got my girl Jay right here with me. What's up, Jay?
What's up, Jay Hendo?
Hey, you peep. Now, let me ask you something about that intro. Do you peep the instrumental and where it came from? You from the dirty South. Where did it come from?
I earlier when you sent it to me, I was trying to figure that out in my head, but I can't figure it out.
That's your young some thug and Jay-Z, remember?
I knew it was something. I could not place it. I'm like, man.
So people, I gotta explain. We're not live from YouTube tonight because YouTube decided on the previous show I did that I revealed too much information about certain things I'm not gonna say because we're talking about the dating world, but we gonna keep it clean, you know, and whatever, because we're talking about the dating world today and why the dating world is fucked up. Why the dating world is so fucked up? Everybody says it's fucked up, but it's one thing that people do not do when they meet somebody. And you're a spiritual person, right?
I am.
So when you meet people, you got to get this out of the way in the beginning because this is a big thing. How often do you hear the question, do you believe in God?
You know, it's pretty surprising. I've only been asked by men a few times, but I do ask that question when I am
on the first date.
When I'm getting before the first date. If we're talking, I want to know where your heart's at.
Most women don't ask that question.
Why not?
But they be surprised by men's actions later, and you can't be surprised by men's actions later when you didn't get that response out the way. I think it's important.
Absolutely.
So, do you believe in God? So, question is, in the dating world, can a man, can a woman, or you know, in general, can a person be with somebody and you know, you can believe in God and they can not be atheist, whatever? Could that coincide? Could that be? Could you do that?
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I believe you got to have God as the foundation. Like you have to have some type of spiritual connection with yourself, and you know, if atheist, I couldn't do that one. Mm-mm. We wouldn't get along.
It's hard. So I tried that before.
How'd it work out for you?
Well, I ain't with the person no more.
Exactly.
So it didn't work out good. But I think she was a good woman, though. The only thing about it is when things got tough and I tried to like join a hand in prayer, there was no hand with me to join. So I was like, you know, she didn't believe in it. So you can't make a person like believe in. I don't know if you can bring them to believe in God or whatever. So you know what's going on. Hey, how you doing?
You know, I was raised. We prayed before we went to bed, and that's something that when I am in a relationship and I'm with my person, we need to pray together before we go to sleep.
A family that prays stays.
Amen.
That's what they say. Hey. But you know, like people that's tuning in, I'm sorry, YouTube, they played me, they got us on bans for a week, and I'm gonna be right by my mouth, I guess. No, I ain't. But I'm gonna be careful so we don't have these bans because we got a lot of people that tune in from YouTube. If you can spread the word, tell them come on to the Life Grind page, like page, and tune into the show. We talking some real shit in the dating world. If you got comments, put them in the comments because well, call in. The number's at the bottom. Call in 773-609-5684. Talk with us. We talk about the dating world. So I ask you a question. You asked like, so are you ready? Like, if the right man came to you, are you ready? Are you healed from your past trauma? Because a lot of relationships, people bring baggage from the past and they bring it to the present. And a person that's healed got to deal with the other person's damages. So, like, why is the dating world messed up, fucked up in your opinion, besides people who bring their baggage from the past to the present?
Well, you just said it. A person who doesn't take time to heal themselves. So I feel like when you heal yourself, you love yourself. Mm-hmm. You don't love yourself, you cannot love somebody else properly. If you don't love yourself correctly and properly, you can't. How are you going to love somebody else properly? So we spoke about that a little bit last night on Girls' Night. I'm a woman who went through a healing journey after my divorce, and you know, I've been in the dating world and I've gone on dates and I've dated people here and there, and there's so many people who jump into something new, and they carry that baggage, and then they treat you as if you're the last person, and you can't do that. You just can't. It's not a great way to start off a relationship, right? I mean,
it's not.
Huh?
It's not a great way. But somebody made a comment. I'm single, but I'm unavailable. What does that mean? I think it's British.
Let's hear what that means.
But I'm unavailable. And you know what I did today? I'm waiting for her to answer, send a comment. I asked 100 people about their comments about the dating world. Not 100 people, literally, but I asked a lot of people, and it was like a fucking 100 comments about their opinions on the dating world and why shit doesn't work. And waiting for the answers. So this is what I came up with, right? This stems from the Keke Palmer thing. I talked to a lot of women yesterday, right? And I'm gonna tell you how I got it. What tell you what the responses I got, right? Keke Palmer, like, put yourself in this relationship. You know, I don't know what. I'm not the type of man that tell a woman how to dress. But in this dating world, a lot of women, I do what I want to do. I'm dressed. I ain't got the ring. When you get in a relationship with somebody and you decide to commit, you got to get them some type of respect. Because to get a ring, you got to respect somebody to get a ring. It ain't what I ain't married. That's the shit I hear a lot of the current women say in this current comment. I ain't married. I ain't this. In order to fucking get married, you got to have some respect. And vice versa for a guy. You know what I'm saying? So in the Keke Palmer thing, she did what she did. She showed them ass cheeks. She was dancing on Usher and everything. And he responded the wrong way by going on social media. But why is a lot of women and men focus on his response and not her actions? I'm not worried about what she was wearing. Why didn't people like respond to her actions? Is that respectful relationship? Is that what the dating world about?
So don't get mad at me. I've only seen a brief little thing on that whole situation. I saw the husband's comments, but I didn't see her actions, so I can't speak on that. I haven't seen it. Maybe
don't worry. I'm gonna pull this shit up for you. I know.
Let's see.
Let me see. Keke Palmer. If I put ass, I could Usher. I'm not gonna put. I don't even know it probably pop up though.
So looking at this comment while you're doing that, it says, I'm taking time from dating, recently got out of a 4-year relationship. Taking time for healing, self-love, and getting back to me. That is absolutely the number one thing you can do. I got out of a 13-year marriage, and I had to take time for myself because, you know, I'd gone through so much. There had been so much damage done there. Then when you're dealing with somebody who's consistently blaming you because of other things, and then once they own it, that it wasn't your fault, you know, it helps you heal that trauma, but you really have to work on yourself before you can jump into something new with somebody else. You have to.
That's the most mature thing that I heard somebody say, because most people like, I'm good. Well, most men, we be like that, Macho. I'm good. Because most men, we don't take the time to dress up and help. But let me show you Keke ass. I looked at this video 3 times because I'm like, you know, I had to actually pay attention to more than.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see what happens. I'm gonna press play on Keke's, not her ass. Is that
what?
You see what she got on, right?
I do see.
You know, that's a lot of some ass. That's some ass right there. I want to play the whole thing because Facebook, I want them to say we're playing music, you know, whatever. But
so if that's me, I'm never grinding on another man like that if I'm married or in a relationship. That's for my partner. 2, you know, if he's comfortable with her wearing that, because I did see, after I saw the comments that he made, I did see people making comments about, well, he didn't have a problem posting her when she was dancing in some lingerie. So, and I didn't see that video either, but that's all I read. So I feel like that should be between them. If he's okay with her dressing like that, then that's okay. But the disrespect comes when she's grinding and, you know, dancing on another man like that.
That's my point. So that's my point about women today. The women today, not all women, not including you, but women today, they have a fucked up mentality that you overlook her dancing and grinding on another man. That's the disrespect I'm talking about. His response, he could have came in another way, yeah, and not put it on for the world. You know, like somebody said, it's the pelvis thrust.
And eye contact.
Eye contact. It is so disrespectful. That's why the dating world, a lot of women think this shit is okay until men they're sensitive, they're insecure. How the fuck is that insecure? That's where you want a man to be old-fashioned, right? You want to be like traditional. But
you gotta respect your man.
Exactly. But you want to be a traditional woman, you want to go out here and be a hoe. And I'm gonna call it what it is. If you might not like it, it's whole activity. Because if you're my woman, you're not going out with your ass out. I don't care about that, the outfit, whatever. I'm a, sexy, whatever. It is what it is. But to be on another dude grinding, making eye contact is disrespectful. And a lot of people ignore that and focus more on his response on social media, and they focus more on his past or whatever. And I brought it up to bring up that in the dating world, this is what the dating world is like, because the respect. I brought that situation up to point out the lack of respect in the dating world today. That's why there are issues in the dating world. There's no respect, and women. I guess it's both ways. Women not respecting men, and men not being masculine. They're being fucking feminine and shit. But that's another story I'm gonna go through at some point in the night. We talk about about the sensitive ass man, but you know, but the women, the
I don't think it makes a man sensitive. I feel like a man should be able to speak up. And sometimes, us as a woman, if we are in the wrong, it's okay to put your woman in her place in a respectful manner. Like, that is okay sometimes. I feel like it's the delivery, if you're being disrespectful, then it's okay to be put in your place in a respectful way.
In a respectful way. Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is, a lot of women don't I said no whatsoever. A lot of women, they're today, and it's probably the more younger women, they're like logic of respect. Their logic, they don't want to be traditional. I go with this quote. Women want to be wives, but don't want to do the wifely duties.
Man.
So they talk about it. They want to be taken care of, but then they don't want to play their role. And I'll counter that, right, for the women, what they say about men. Women want to be submissive, but there's too many fucking little punk ass dudes in this world you can't be submissive to, because they don't have your protection. They don't have the leadership. They don't pray to the Most High. They don't do none of that. So you got a lot of dudes that sit and expect women to take on those more masculine roles, while they sit and they dress like little girls nowadays. And I'm gonna just keep that to a minimum, because I'm not trying to get banned a second time.
Don't get us banned, Jay. Don't do that.
But you do have men that there's a lack of leadership among men, and you have to make a woman feel secure and protected in order to bring that out of her. But what man we got that? You walk around, you see the man going around, they walking around. Are you going to be submissive to a man wearing leggings?
Negative.
A man wearing leggings, and what the that's negative. So society is a reason why the dating world is kind of fucked up, because they're pushing women to be more masculine and they're pushing men to be more feminine. So it's going in the opposite directions. That's what I at least I say, I think. So,
I agree 100%.
Now, I ask you a question.
Okay, let's go.
Can you cook?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you cater to your
absolutely.
guy? Would you like, okay, I'm gonna give you a scenario, okay? Your guy just had a hard day at work. He comes, he's had a hard day at work. He got to with his manager and he's pissed off, right? He steps in the door, he has a different mood, different mentality, different everything. You notice it because that's your man. When he comes to the door, what is the first thing you do as a woman?
I'm sorry. So if I know my man is the type of man who doesn't like to talk when he's angry or upset, even though I know I'm not the problem, I'm going to look at him and be like, go get you a hot shower while I make your plate. If I'm home before him and have cooked, obviously. Okay. Go get you a hot shower. We'll make your plate. We'll talk about it while we eat dinner if you want to. If he doesn't mind talking about what's wrong, when he walks in, if I feel that energy, the first thing I'm going to ask him is, baby, what's wrong? What, did you have a bad day? But I'm also the type of woman, I'm going to check on my man throughout the day. So I know if he's upset about something, I'm going to know about it before he gets home.
I saw he asked the question.
Will you wash him?
Will you wash?
I mean, I'll wash my man's back. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That you don't hear that lately. You don't hear that lately. Let me put down some notes.
Right.
Will wash back.
Will wash back.
That's cool, because that's a question that sounds so like irrelevant to some people, but I really want to know, like, how would a woman? Oh, he said balls.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I know it's listen.
Don't get us kicked off, guys.
I don't know. We can't get off and talking that. It's only when we talk about what everyone's talking about. They lied when we talk about this, but
okay.
I mean, hey, speak your mind. I mean, if you watching everything, watching everything. That's what.
I mean, I can't tell all my business, Jay.
That's what. I'm just
relaxing.
but to Katie, like a lot of women, it's not a big deal. Like to like current women now, they're not doing what you're doing.
Because
it's like to man up. You know what I was told? And one of them, I ain't gonna say which relationship. I was told when I had a bad man up. You gotta put your big boy pants on. Motherfucker, I ain't trying to hear that shit home about no goddamn big boy pants.
No, that should be your safe place. You feel how you want to feel. Be how you want to be at home.
He said that's a submissive game.
Do enlighten us. What do you mean?
I think that's he's referring to the relaxing part, like washing though, the submissive, like I don't, I just assume because it was the previous comments, so so doing that, your character is saying doing that. So, in your opinion, how often you think that this exists in the dating world? How many women are willing to do what you do? And this is your guess, your opinion. How many women you think are willing to do some things you do in the dating world when they become comfortable with the guy or whatever?
So I'm gonna say probably not that many people who are in the younger generation. See, I'm a little bit older, right? I'm almost 40, almost not there, almost. But I also grew up in a older household. I was raised by my grandparents. So like I watched my grandma, she worked too, but I watched my grandma come home from work, prepare dinner. My grandpa, I would sit at the table, she would feed us. Like that's a home that I come from. So that's not foreign to me. Wow. I see a lot of people these days, their mamas are trying to be the same age as them and be in the club with them and do all those types of things.
Drink with them.
So, and then also on my Hispanic side of my family, my stepmom, when I would be over there, my stepmom was the same way. She would work, she'd come home, she'd have dinner ready by the time my dad got home, she'd have his plate sitting on the table after he got out of the shower. Like those are the two types of households that I come from. Okay. So I don't have a problem if my man is fulfilling me in every way and I feel secure in my relationship in every aspect. I have no problem catering to my man as long as he's pouring back into me.
Gotcha. So I got somebody want to know, are you married?
I'm not married, but I am off the market.
Oh, married and off the market. So what I'm gonna do,
and I will be a wife again one day. But anyway, go ahead.
In this group chat, I'm gonna read you some comments from the men first, because I had sent this text message out by what we're talking about, and I had to screenshot a lot, and I got a lot of response to this group chat. I was like, damn. So this is what one of the guys said. This is gonna get good. So one of the problems in dating world, I'm not gonna say his name. He's probably watching. He said, women put too many expectations on a man to be a certain way, but yet the expectation of a man and what he puts in a woman is considered judgmental. What do you think about that?
I mean, I can see where he's coming from.
So that's that new generation, though, right?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
They expect like with the current women. What I hear, and I look at the internet and I see women talk on other podcasts, and some of their expectations is utterly fucking ridiculous. Like a lot of women don't want to put in the work, but they want you to just like sit. Like I had one a date, and this girl's expecting like me. A first date for me is to go somewhere where we can have conversation, communicate. It's not a fucking restaurant. We're not going to fucking eat. You're not getting a fucking meal from me at all. You're not fucking getting that. To be interested though, we're gonna go out to I always say Starbucks. I always use that as an example, but it's some low key, a walk in the park so we can get to know each other, have that conversation, and see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? So we had a talk about walking the park and see if it's worth going somewhere else. If you're really interested in somebody, those dates are worth going. So this girl tells me, I mentioned the Riverwalk. We had a Riverwalk downtown Chicago. People from the Chi know where's it at? Chicago River. Walk on the river is pretty fucking nice. Long skyscrapers. She said, "Oh no, I don't want to do that. Let's get something to eat." And I'm like, I'm really like not hungry right now. I'm trying to like get to know you, whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I take my offer back. And I didn't go out with that person. It's like, look, I'm more interested in having a conversation. I'm not really interested in fucking feeding you. Like, do I look like fucking Uber Eats or I'm not doing that shit. So, women want traditional things, as he was saying in the comments, but don't want to play a role. Now, you going out and you walking towards the door. Are you expecting the guy to get the door for you, or are you getting the door yourself?
No, I expect my man or a gentleman to get the door. Not my man, sorry, but a gentleman to get the door.
Okay. So you're on the date and you're walking towards this door, and the man doesn't grab the door. What is your reaction?
I mean, I'm gonna grab it myself, but in my head, I'm gonna be like, well, damn. That's also when I'm going to use our Riverwalk, for example, in San Antonio, because we have one. If we are on a date and we're just walking down the river talking, I expect that man to be on the outside of me.
Right. You're supposed to be inside. That's a rule. Actually,
so should the door opening be? That should be a rule as well.
So I actually saw that today, and I said something to somebody. I was at work. I'm like, hey, she belong on the inside. Get your ass on the outside. And I laughed at it, but seriously, get your ass on the outside, man. You get your ass on the outside. So, yep. But somebody said that's because she's going for a free meal. And that's the thing about women, like that free meal, like if you interest somebody, like, get to know them. Like the dating world is so much, it's less communication though. So one thing, I'm gonna go to it. I don't know what you feel about the communication side. People don't put what they're looking for up front. I think that if people put up front what they want and how they want it, and man, look like put that out there, I think that a lot of stuff can get nipped in the bud in the beginning. Because if there's no interest in the beginning, you can stop conversating after the first day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when I meet somebody, I let them know offhand, like I have no problem saying it all the time. I want to be a wife again one day. Like I know it's not going to happen tomorrow. Right. So if we're going to start talking, I also only date with intention. Like if I'm going to give you my time, because that time, once you waste that, it can't be given back. So if I'm going to give you my time, just know that it's because I'm doing it with intention. And so I feel like if I put that up front in the beginning and that we're not on the same page, then you can let me know. Like, I'm not ready for that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for a fun time or whatever the case may be.
I got something to say about that. I'm just comment. The comment shared. Some women don't appreciate the door opening. They look at you crazy. New generation women.
He's not wrong though. He is not wrong. I saw that one day at a gas station. This guy held the door open for somebody, and she looked at him, and he cussed her. He cussed her ass out. He was like, "Well, excuse me for trying to be polite," and said a few other choice words. And she was like, But I mean, all she had to do is look at him and say thank you.
Yeah, that's it. The other women, but those are red flags. I was like, fuck this. This is the end of the date. I ain't fucking with you no more. I'm not. I got more comments to read. So this is from shit. Let me unlock the phone. So another one of my buddies commented, women want men to do absolutely everything in the book to please them, but when it comes to a man wanting something in return, it's the end of the fucking world.
Then that's not the right woman for you.
But that's the new generation that's being like fucking tainted by Western culture. I call it. I always say it on every social media account. Women are tainted by Western culture. Western culture is teaching women don't respect men. You can be leaders. You can be over fucking masculine. Tell a man to go fuck off, disrespect them, and that's what a lot of men come to. So a lot of men have that trauma. They bring that shit. It's with a decent woman, and they don't really recognize a decent woman. They meet them because they used to bullshit. So I got nothing I'm talking about later. And that's what led to like I'm bringing it up later.
So in reference to what you just said, it's also when a man meets a woman or a woman meets a man, vice versa, it can go either way, who is real and who is not this newer generation. They don't know how to receive it sometimes.
Oh yeah, they're not receive. I never thought about that.
They don't know how to receive that.
So I give you a example, right? Currently, I've been told that I'm not used to some of the things you're doing. And it's like, shit, this is what a man's supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of your lady. You're supposed to make her feel safe and everything. I don't know no other way. So like this shit is real. I'm spending time, which is way more valuable than money, but I'm spending time. And you're right. Some women are used to that. They used to bullshit because they come across little not kings. I'm sorry, not kings. Fucking little peasant man that out here that call themselves leaders, but they ain't really shit. But I'm gonna post this comment that somebody put up. Wait, I'll get to that one. If your end goal with me is a marriage, leave me alone.
I mean, I kind of don't disagree with that. Like, for the people in the dating society that do want something real one day, it's not fair to waste their time if you don't want the same thing they want. Like I said, time, you can't get the time back. Time wasted is a sad thing. So I don't disagree with that comment at all.
Especially me, I'm 41. I ain't got no goddamn time to waste.
Okay.
I'm trying to live. So another comment: nobody's really looking for love anymore. The numbers prove it. With social media the way it is, there's always something better. Well, looks better, but always deceiving.
I've talked about that a few times in my lives.
Yeah. So social media. So do you think social media? What is the effect of social media on the dating world today? Like, what effect you think they have on?
Oh, a lot. So society in itself has portrayed what you should be with, what the type is, all that good stuff. I feel like social media can have a big effect on relationships, because if you have somebody you're happy with and you're trying to build and you're doing all this, but you keep seeing something that's enticing and something that looks better, and you start entertaining that's going to cause an issue.
Right.
But the problem is, a lot of times people don't pay attention to the inner core. They're just chasing that outer shell. So that's a big problem.
So I'm reading this comment. I'm just saying, guys, let's be for real. So yeah, actually, this I just posted. Social media sets a stigma. So that's actually kind of correlates to this comment I'm about to read. So let's be for real. The stigma that is put on men when it comes to commitment is a woman wants to feel secure, a woman wants to feel appreciated, a woman wants to feel like a man is committed, and a woman wants to feel like she's the only one. But if we're being honest, women are a lot worse than men when it comes to having options. Because it goes on. Every man in a woman's phone's book is considered a friend, so she decides one day she can remove them out of the friend zone and make them more than that. But if a man does the same thing, he's automatically considered a player. That's some jewels being dropped tonight.
I mean, that's not a false statement. I know me myself. So my phone is dry as shit, right? Because when I'm also the type of person, when I am dating somebody, I only entertain that person. I can't spread myself multiple, because I am that person that I want to give you my all because I want your all back.
Right.
Not only that, like I said, I'm upfront about my intentions, right? So if we're dating and that's what it is, then that's what it is. So, but that is not a false statement. I mean, I don't have guy friends on my phone. Like I have people that I, associate with as far as networking, like you. I have you save as J Podcast, right? So if you ever call my phone, it's not an issue. It's my podcast group, But that's definitely not a false statement.
I ain't got you say this podcast. You call my phone, it's gonna show up as J.
J.
Who's J? Peak 22, baby. We'll do the goddamn thing. So this is another comment. Men just want a solid commitment, but women think that's bullshit. That's why it always seems to fail. And to be honest, more women cheat nowadays than men.
I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot, especially on social media. I hear that a lot.
I said podcast, babe. I gotta go back and read these comics. I don't show who said that, but podcast, babe.
Negative. Negative.
But What would you say about that? I'm sorry to cut you off. That comment like kind of threw me off, but like men, the women. Why do people think that women cheat more than men? Because they can get away with it. They're better liars, or what? I don't know.
So what I see on social media is that women can be more sneaky. See, maybe men just don't know how to, like, I've seen it. Men don't know how to hide shit, right? They're dumb when it comes to that. Like, it's obvious. Your energy change. A lot changes about a man when he's doing something he ain't got no business. Energy changes. The communication changes. They disappear. They show up when they want to. Like, there's a lot that changes with a man when he is cheating.
It's true. It's true.
Very true.
I'm a bad liar. I can't do it. I can't. You know what? I can't remember a lie. All you gotta do is ask me the same thing 2 or 3 times, and I'm gonna fucking not remember. But the thing is, I don't fucking really at this point, and what I got going on in my life, I don't have time to entertain like numerous people. Cause me now, it ain't even friend zone. I can legit be cool with a woman, can go out and like just whatever, and I don't have no fucking intentions of doing nothing. And just because of what I got going on in my life, I don't really have time to waste. So I'm not gonna like send you off. Like me spending time with a woman, it'll be like in their head, oh, he must like me. You gotta fucking ask and communicate because there's women that thought I did and I would hang out. I'm cool and I am not trying to do nothing. I'm not trying to fuck. I'm not trying to do nothing. I don't have really time for that because when you have sex with a woman, you create problems. You're gonna create a problem. Vice versa, but more likely with a woman because their emotions are tied in that deep. So this is the thing about dating, right? I had this conversation earlier with Donna. Women, you can cut me off at any time if you disagree, Jay.
Okay, I'm listening.
So women, don't give up the draws too early. So this is why I'll say this. If you give them up early and there's no connection, a man don't feel like he has to work. A man is not going to pursue any serious relationship with you because, to be honest with you, you already had sex, you already fucked. So now you're still in the process of building, but you have a sex in between, which is going to make that connection cloudy. Here's the thing, as far as me personally, if I'm talking and we have sex in the first few days, we don't have that connection, we're not gonna have no relationship later. I don't fucking care what you say. What should you say? There's no relationship that's going to exist later if I have sex with you early. Building communication, to have a conversation, and get to learn somebody, get to know them, you build like some sort of like emotional connection at first. Women try to build that emotional connection, not all, some by opening their legs and letting guys in, thinking by giving up the draws that a guy is going to fucking commit subsequently. And that's not going to happen on the case with a real man. A real man's going to look at you like, shit, if you gave it up to me in fucking 4 or 5 days and we don't have a connection, how do you get down in the past? Men can be a little bit more concerned with the past while women look at the future. Your take.
I can see how you would say that. I can see how you would say that. Somebody made a comment last night on the girls chat, girls night, and they talked about, you know, if a girl can give it up on the first, if a guy can give it up on the first night, why can't a girl without there being judgment? So, you know, I feel like to each his own. If a woman feels like stigma, you see the stigma, that's not necessarily true.
That's not necessarily true though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what's not necessarily true?
You know, I don't know. I feel like it's to each person is different, right? If a woman meets you, Jay, and y'all are talking and y'all go out and she's really feeling your vibe and your connection and wants to, you know, take it somewhere else that night, you're gonna turn away from her because of that?
No, you said the key word though, connection. We got a connection. So we go out, we vibe, we laughing.
Well, I'm hoping you ain't just sleeping with somebody, even if there's not a connection. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. Some women use that to gain a connection. My thing is this: if it happens fast, it's because we have a connection, we vibe, we feel each other, and you know, it's more than just physical.
Okay.
Some women use just the physical portion to attract the guy in to think that they're gonna develop that emotional connection. And with a man, that doesn't always work. That's why men kind of like ring women along for days and days and days. And what are we? After 4 or 5 months, 6 months, what are we? When you give this man the draws, So you ask him 6 months later, well, Ari, if a man really likes you, it's not gonna take him 6, 7 months or a year to make any commitment because that's bullshit. Another man got something going on. And better believe that. The problem is women get hurt because they're ignoring red flags and they want this relationship, but they're using it the wrong way to get it.
They're already emotionally attached because of the sex.
Yes, they're emotionally attached to the man. We don't get that emotionally attached towards sex that fast. You gotta get us right here. And we're food. Let me tell you something. You want to get some from me for the first night?
What?
You want to get something from me on the first night? Make me a meal, a hot
cater to you is what you're saying.
If you cater to me and you put that shot the first day, it's gonna hit me here, especially food, because you like showing me something that I'm looking for and I'm getting it right then and there. It's like, oh shit, I'm finna. Let me tell you something. A woman cook me a bomb ass meal. She'll get us a bomb ass surprises. Foods to a man's soul, especially mine.
Food is the way to the man's heart. Yes. That's a good point right there. The masculine woman, modern women don't have feelings.
Let me put that up. He said, "Me too, good food." Hey, you know what? The masculine woman, and the masculine woman is not gonna probably present you a home like a cooked meal and just put it on you the first day. And I mean, put it on you. I ain't talking about sex. See, a real man loves food, like Mr. Lee says. So the woman come, oh, I have to cook. I made you something. A man is gonna take that damn plate and eat and look up like the fuck, like damn. His perception, you sexy. He already is attracted to you because he's over there. But she cooked that food. You go over the scale now. If you got some cute little girl, she fucking, hey, I cooked something. That shit nasty. I'm gonna judge. Shit, she ain't getting on the first day. You probably talking after the day. They ain't like, what the fuck is this? I can't coincide with a woman that can't cook.
I agree.
I can't. That's quality. He said that's the quality I look for. Wait. Somebody said shit. I can't. No, I don't see names on it. Somebody said shit. I wish I was a modern woman.
No, you don't. Modern women, they have that toxicity. It's.
Like a lot of women don't cook. Like a lot of women want to go out. I like a woman. The sexiest thing a woman can tell me, I'm gonna cook dinner. Oh shit! Fuck, I love a home cooked meal because I'm always out in the streets. I'm always working.
Yeah.
So, get a home cooked meal and then come home. You know how long I've been waiting for somebody to say I'm gonna cook for you? Oh my god! Like I'm out here like, what the fuck? Wait a minute, where y'all?
You know, that's why we're gonna be texting during the day. Like, what do you want for dinner? I'll be home early. Like, I'm going to the grocery store. What do you want? What snacks do you need? Like I told you in the previous podcast, it's them small things that matter a lot.
Somebody said PHB off. Some of the comments, like, so I won't put this one up. I like the PH thing. I'm okay if I'm toxic, but I could do and come and go as they please with absolutely no feeling. I would love that, just not to feel. But I also been through a lot, so I guess that's where that comes from. Well, hey,
that's part of the not healed.
I don't know who that is. I don't want them cooking me no food. Like I don't want them to put. Fuck, she gonna put on my food? No. Right. But see, that's the thing. So that comment right there, I read that and I'm like, what happened to you? I don't want to like meet a woman and they got that. Like I'm an appreciative guy, and I'm telling you, shit, you. Fuck that. You cook like it don't take much. It take the small things matter to me. Don't fucking buy me no Gucci bag. I don't want none of that shit. None of that name brand shit. I don't give a fuck about that. You cook me a goddamn meal and ask me how my day's going. That's points. You know when the last time somebody cooked me food and asked me how was my day? Right. My point exactly.
That's sad.
And that's this is the simple things. People think you gotta buy this thing and buy that. I'm a fucking man. I don't fucking care about none of that Gucci bag. All that shit.
No. You got to pour into your person. You have to pour into them emotionally, mentally, checking on their mental health. You know, that's like I told you, you know, that's a big thing for me. That the subject we did the last time, that mental health is a big thing for me. I'm going to pour into them to make sure that mental health is good because there's nothing worse than a man or a woman in a relationship together and their mental is off. It's nothing worse than that.
The today's woman is the mental health. How many women today ask a guy, babe, how you doing? How's your mental health? Whatever. Like that doesn't happen.
It doesn't.
That's why men, Want them a woman that can cook, and generally what old school values kind of. And the thing is, that's why some men, I got a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say his name because I talked to him today, and he told me to say some things. So I'm gonna speak. These not my words. It's coming out of his mouth. He's having more faith in women outside the United States because American women, not all, he said there's some good ones here, but a majority are tainted by the fucked up Western culture. They want to have penises and they want to fucking act like they have the dicks and they want to make decisions and they want to have these masculine ways. They want to cuss you out. So men are going outside the United States and to women that come from more traditional families where they are looked at, as their job to like cater to men and be that great, awesome fucking co-pilot. P.S. He said, fuck not all, but majority of American women.
So he says that, but a lot of you American men have a lot to do with why women are like that. Mm-hmm. Not everybody.
What is that now? Go explain further.
You have a lot of men who dog the shit out of women. There's a lot of dirty men out there, and I don't mean hygiene. I mean the way they do women. So a lot of the times, not every woman, but a lot of the times, if that's the mentality they have and that's how they're carrying themselves, I bet you if you sat down and talked to them, every man they've been with probably dogged the shit out of them. So it's easy to turn to be that masculine role and to do what you got to do to take care of yourself and protect yourself when you've had maybe a pattern of dog ass men in your life, So a woman's not gonna just wake up one morning and decide this is how I'm gonna be today. Like, no, who does that? Unless that's how they're raised, and unless, and it could be too that men are raised around what they see, so they grow up and they portray what they see, but you got to know when to change the cycle. Women raised in a home by a single mom, she's watching whatever come in and out of the house or watching their mom carry themselves a certain way, so they grow up and they do the same thing. But that's where you got to learn to break the cycle.
You know what? So I got a response to that. And I just said, so men dog the shot of women. So men, I hear this thing, men lie, right? Also, men are not good liars. Men put out red flags that women ignore. And they be like, oh, men are blatant. We're bad liars. Women are the better liars. Men, we're not organized. We can't remember a lie. It's just way too much. But women, we seem to ignore the red flags. They seem to ignore it. So that's how a lot of women get dogged, because they chose to ignore red flags. They blatantly see, but believe in him and believe in this and continue to get on. I go back to what I said earlier about women giving up the cookies early. You gotta get that connection emotional. Mm-hmm. Once you attack a man's emotion to grab his heart, you kind of got him. He's gonna lead you the right way. But once you give up the cookies to like an attempt to snatch their heart, that can be dangerous because you're gonna end up hurting yourself. You don't use your cookies to gain that emotion at all. You leave that shit to the side. You know what I'm saying? And this comment right here, I'm reading these comments right here first before I don't know if you can see it. Let's be honest. When you're dealing with men who hasn't healed from the issues they have against their mom or flesh relationships,
agreed.
I don't agree with that all the time.
Not all the time, but I've heard it for myself from men. They blame why they are the way they are and what they grew up with, and so maybe not everybody, but there are some folks out there.
Okay, the new I call them the new age man. They're a little different. So they buy spot shoes. So the women are stuck on looks. Are women stuck on looks?
I mean, I don't think as much as men are.
You don't think? I know. I thought it would be I thought women would be like more on like personality and everything before they I'm reading the comments, but they'll be more stuck on personality and everything more than anything, So I have another comment. Let me see. I'm gonna read it. I'll pull it up. Too much of no worth. Women's rights and movement and shit. But at the end of the day, they want men to sacrifice and provide without demanding respect and loyalty and treat them better than they treat you. It's backwards. So feminists, I want to talk about feminist women. Jay, would you consider yourself a feminist woman, type woman?
No.
All right. Let me tell you about I don't coincide well with any type of feminist woman. If you're a feminist, let's not talk. I don't fuck with feminist women because they too much in competition. You'll find yourself with a feminist woman in competition. You'll find that some feminist women, the argument issues, man, those are the men that eventually subsequently become simps because they're letting the women lead because they like this feminist woman power, and then he's wearing a pair of panties. So
I want my man to lead us.
And that's the thing, that the feminist women have sense to lead. So in one relationship in particular, I ain't gonna say which relationship I was in, that one woman told me, I didn't know. I was talking to her, we had a conversation, and we like months and months and months and months of conversation. She's talking, she's more yappy now. The real shit's coming out. She's yappy. She's fucking straight. You know what? I'm a feminist woman. I believe, and I'm like, oh shit. What the fuck I got myself into? She said she's a feminist woman. So I looked at her like, this is something to really admit. If you're a feminist, let me know on the first day so we can end the shit.
Right.
So, it's a women's rights in the movement and everything. So it's God, so many comments. I'm gonna read comments from the woman now.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me go back and I can't say what this is, but she said a long ass thing. It's long, but I'm gonna read like bits and pieces of it. She said she had a lot to say considering the dating world. Social media is one of the biggest reasons why nothing is private anymore. What do you think about that? Are you a person to display your relationship on social media?
No. I keep my dating life private because that's nobody's business. Like, I don't want there to be room for interference from the outside world. Not only that, it's nobody's business who I'm seeing, what I'm doing, who I'm doing, where I'm doing, who. That's nobody's business. Social media to me is just a little bit of entertainment. And then now that I'm doing the podcast with you, it's a broadcast for me,
Right.
Also to tie into social media and something that you said earlier about social media causing issues. I'm the type of woman that if I'm in a relationship with somebody and there's something that makes them uncomfortable about it, I want them to address that with me and we can figure that out too. Because I don't want social media to be an interference with that because that's just the outside world. It's nothing to do with your day-to-day personal life.
Huh. And so do you agree that like putting your shit on social media that you got haters? I'm gonna tell you,
Always.
Haters are lurking every fucking day. So you put on there, they're like, oh, I don't know so and so was with this. Who is that? I did a field study. I'm a fucking shit starter. So I posted a picture on my Snapchat that had literally nothing to do with who I was dating or not, because I knew that a certain person was going to respond and I wanted her to fucking stop talking to me. She's fucking nuts. So I post this picture and I looked at my phone and I'm like, I'll give her 60 seconds to fucking call me because she's going to call because she's fucking nuts. It was less than 20 seconds. Who is this? Like, it's like people would just be waiting. And I wasn't talking to her. We wasn't even talking. We weren't talking like that. But people, because you don't post nothing, they expect like you're gonna be ready and available to them when they want you to. So I did this little field study, and I'm like, here you go, a little dog at the bone. And so I know you're like, I know he referred that woman as a dog. She is, goddamn it. And I'm gonna say it again, goddamn it, she is. I'm gonna be nice and not say her name. So. I'm gonna read this comment though. If I go a little twice, so nothing is private anymore. I feel like people should just date to have fun because nobody can be taken serious in this generation. Everyone out here thinking for themselves. Well, everyone out here for themselves. They're gonna mess with the person who benefits them the most. That's why I think that the young women do. It's not about who you're attracted to based off their mindset. It's how this person treats you. It's about who got the most money or who's got the most clout. Either they are hoe. That's what people are attended to. And I'm thinking, and this is a woman talking about women. If you don't take a person seriously, you're going to end up hurt. And if you do take it seriously, just prepare to go through some shit. You have to show a person that you're willing to stick with them, even if they cheat to be the one. It's sad, but it's reality.
That's a lot.
Yeah, she hit me like in different ways. Like that is true. Like Okay, do you ever hear on like the TikToks and podcasts, like people talk about the old days, like, yeah, my dad, he did cheat, but he brought the money home to my mom and did this. Like they made it seem like cheating was okay. That a man did that. I heard that a lot on podcasts. A lot
I
of
hear a
women.
lot of people glorifying cheating and side pieces. It's always glorified.
Why though? Why people are like accepting, like, hey, this is okay. We know a man cheats and it's okay as long as he paying all the bills. A lot of women accept that. That's the thing. A lot of people wouldn't
That's
understand.
a weak ass woman.
A lot of them though. They're worried about. So this is the thing. What do you think about this comment? Okay, a lot of women. A man doesn't care about how much a woman make. When you meet a guy very seldomly asks a woman how much you make, what you do. Vice versa, a woman wants to know how much a guys make because they have a standard on how much a guy should make. You don't hear a guy set a standard, but how a woman should make this type of salary or 30, 40, 50, 100,000. I want my woman to have this. A man that have a shit together will take a girl from a McDonald's register that's going to be submissive to him and turn her into, this princess, this queen, this swan or whatever. Vice versa, it's not a woman's job to take a man from McDonald's, but she's not going to look at a man at the McDonald's salary because she's more concerned about the money.
So I'm going to touch on this subject because been there, done that, right? And what I mean by that is when I met my ex-husband, he didn't have shit. He didn't have shit. And we got along so good. We had a great relationship, friendship-wise, first, before we ever made it official. So if you have a real woman, she's not going to be with you for what you can do for her. It's going to be off of a connection because, like me, our connection was so strong. We ended up building together because he didn't have shit. I didn't have a whole lot either. I was only 19 at the time. But when I met him and I saw the type of person he was, and we really got to know each other, I saw the potential in him. So I didn't overlook him because he didn't have nothing. Like I saw that potential, and I felt like if this was the person that I wanted to grow with, then it's my responsibility as a partner to help uplift that partner. So we grew together. We ended up buying a house later on in life together. We did everything together, and I watched this man grow in front of me. So I don't agree with that because they made a comment last night about on girls' night, if you have a man who's faithful but broke, or you have a man who's faithful but is a sex addict. I made the comment that I would date both, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Scorpio, so the addict part wouldn't bother me none. But he's faithful. And at the same time, if I do meet a man who's broke at that moment, like you can always move up in life. You can always work harder to get more money. I'm not going to surpass a good person because he ain't got nothing. We've all been down on our luck and we've all been in a position where things aren't playing out the way that we want them to play out. But why would you pass up a good person because of that? And somebody made a comment to me, no broke men. What if that broke man turns that broke man into a millionaire? Huh?
That was on the show yesterday. No broke man. Somebody made the comment.
No. Somebody told me that today about that podcast last night. And all I could think was, well, what if that broke man, though, with the right woman can become this millionaire? You're going to surpass a faithful person who you can help grow and watch him blossom just because he doesn't have anything at that moment.
Because they don't want to work. So they're basically saying they want the cheater with money, and they take the cheating as long as they get their bills paid. That's the most selfish shit. That's the type of society that we have right now, where these current women, these women, young women, a lot of them are more concerned about like money and getting this shit paid for and get my nails done. You see a lot of women. I see this out. I pay attention to a lot of shit. So you see women that even this is the poor area, and this is the mentality that some of the women have in like low income areas. They more concerned about getting their nails done, their hair done, and whatnot, right? They wear all this shit, and they want this money. They'll sell for the guy that treat them shit as long as they get their bills paid. That's the weak mentality. Not even just in the low income areas. This has been every woman that they don't want to work. They don't want to grow together. Nobody wants to grow together no more. A woman wants to swoop in with a guy that got his shit and grow. So me being the man that I am, I don't fucking want a woman that wants me for what I got. I want a woman that's going to make me excel and go higher. We're gonna grow together. Accept me for who I am. So when I get there, I know her love is genuine. It ain't because of what I got. It's because of who I am. Period. But you have a lot of women today that he's got this, he's paying for this. This is cool. I'm gonna stick with him because of that, because of what he's given. You know,
and that can be taken that quick. That's something.
yes.
That's something that, you know, like I say all the time, tomorrow's never promised. If I have $1 million today and I die tomorrow, it doesn't matter. It's not worth anything, right? So you're right. I'd rather build and grow with somebody. You know, if I meet a man and let's say he owns a car rental business, right? Teach me how to do that. I want to come work with you because I want to watch us grow farther. You know, like show me the ropes. Let's do this together. Let's build up each other. I saw a comment that said the right help and support does miracles, and that is absolutely true.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I didn't. I've been talking. Got away from the comments, but the right help and support does miracles. So, a woman does this, right? I think I'm spelling down a word. I told her the co-pilot. So the co-pilot motivates you, right? Motivation. I put on my story this morning. I put up my word of the day, and I put up. Somebody told me crutch. I said a woman is a man's crutch. And I had this conversation in the shop. So they was like, well, a crutch means you're broken, and a woman, you don't want to get a woman because she can carry your time you're broken. I said, crutch don't mean you're broken. When you use crutches, sometimes you might have a sprained ankle. You might temporarily be off your feet for like the time being a few days, and the woman is there to aid you. So I use the example: sports fans, Chicago Bulls fans, Michael Jordan fans. You remember the flu game? Jordan, boom, with 38 points in Utah Jazz, and Scottie Pippen held him over to the bench, held him up. That's that woman. That's the motivation. Keep going. You got this. So I'm gonna tell you about my situation last year. And I told you what I went through last year when I was fucking down and my mental health was bad. I didn't have that. My lady didn't provide that for me. You know what I'm saying? Which it hurt because I need that boost. I need to hear keywords. Everything gonna be all right. We're gonna figure it out.
Yes.
We're gonna figure it out. I didn't hear that shit at all. So it was like, damn, I ain't hearing that. I just need that boost. That's one boost. I ain't actually fucking give me a pacifier. I ain't crying. I just need that boost, that motivation. And that's why these days men are looking for a woman that can be a good co-pilot that can motivate them. And together, this thing, it's a lot of things in this world you can do to get rich. It's a lot of things. It takes the right woman, the right man, putting the minds together and growing together to see that. It's the motivation. Together, you can accomplish a whole lot. The problem is that we ignore red flags, both men and women, and we can't fucking grow because you got the other person pulling you down. You the woman, you got big dreams, that man pulling you down, vice versa. You the man, you excel it, but this fucking co-pilot ain't motivating you. She's just looking to fucking spend all the current money. When you put two good minds together, it can lead to very valuable things in a fucking excellent future.
Absolutely.
But you got to get the minds together, though, to even get there. In the dating world climate, that's why we're talking right now. It's so fucked up because these minds can't connect. And I said it before, a lot of guys here in the United States taking their ass outside the country and trying to get those more traditional women. Now, you might get the more traditional women, submissive woman or whatever, and you might find out, you know what? I'm going to ask you this. Why do you think guys go outside the United States for women, for a wife?
Well, like you said, the more traditional, the woman who's going to take care of the home and not do it bitching and cook and clean and do everything that they want them to do. But it's because there's so many of those masculine women and so many of those women who have been dogged out that around here that don't want to do that. And not only that, like I don't feel like a lot of women these days, and this is just by what I see on social media, but a lot of women aren't looking for marriage. They're not looking for long term. They're looking at what people can do for them temporary.
That's a good thing. So I got a disclaimer. Women, I don't have time for games. Disclaimer. I'm looking for marriage. I want to be married again at some point. The way I did the first time, I didn't have the right frame of mind. So I don't really have time to waste because I have goals, I have plans of doing big fucking things next 2 or 3 years. So I need somebody there by my side to motivate me to help me push through. You know what I'm saying? No, I like it. I don't think I need it, but I would like it. Actually, would give me that boost. I'm looking for that. I don't have time for Like, let's go to the date, see what happens. Motherfucker, tomorrow ain't guaranteed. So goddamn it.
I say that every day. Tomorrow's not promised.
Like that. Let's see where it goes. How about you go out the goddamn door? I don't have time for games. I got business things in mind. I got big things in mind, and I'm go 3 or 4 years. It's gonna be big things for me. So I need somebody to kind of like push me. And I don't have time to like fucking date around this. I'm going to date this chick. I'm going to date this chick. No. I need a woman that's about business. And if you couldn't be a goddamn.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh,
and the men that are in the chat listening. So you talk about, not wanting to waste your time. So in past dating things people that I've met, like I told you, I'm very upfront about what I want and what I expect. And what I haven't figured out is why are some men, I tell them all of this, they're okay with it. Like, yeah, I'm on board. Like, I want to get to know you. This is what I want to in my future, blah, 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 blah. And then after a couple of weeks, months, their whole attitude changes. So why waste a woman's time if that's not what you really want? Why can't some men just be upfront and just tell them, like, I'm just looking for a good time, or I'm just looking to date, or I'm looking for this or that? Because I've run across that in my past dating, and so I'm like, I sit there and I just wonder, like, why would you just waste my time instead of letting the next person who could potentially be a good person for me come in and receive all these blessings that they're about to get? You're blocking those.
Well, here's the thing. If a man meets a woman and they really want that woman, and let's say it's lust, if they bring it up and be direct and they get rejected, then they can't have it. So a man has to be slick and come up with a blueprint in order to get what he wants. So a man will lie, and some men will lie, and a woman won't give it up, and some men will end up falling for that woman because of the respect. See, the thing is, if a woman falls for a man to play games, and the man, like I say, they're bad at lying. So you know what a man wants when you're talking. So a man might see you at first and see lust. I want to have sex with her. She has this big boobs, big titties. I want this, I want that. I'm gonna get that. I like that. They lusting. But if a woman is respecting herself and not giving him what she wants, eventually 2 things are gonna happen. He's gonna fall off because he can't get what he wants, or he might actually start falling for that woman, and his mind frame may change. The problem is, like I said earlier, is that women use their vagina to observe some emotion from the man to get them to fall for him, and that's the wrong thing to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, man, that's why men will lie. Some men will be upfront, like, I just want to have sex, but some men will honestly play around and play games to get what they want. But it's up to the woman to decide the man's going to get it. It takes 2, but because think about it, you can't really rape a man. Man, you get a man excited. Woman can take it if she want to. Right. Ain't no woman say, "Wait a minute, no, I don't want it. It's too wet. I can't take it." So no, they're not gonna take it. But men, it's up to a woman to like do that. And if a woman connects with a man, she can get a man that lusts a woman has the power to transform his mind to like her, or he's gonna leave. Then either two is gonna happen. She's gonna fucking be respectful to herself and make this motherfucker have conversation, make it work. And some men, you can tell if it's genuine or not. Women can tell. Look for those red flags, and you see it. Easily tell a man, go fuck off.
Yep.
And that's the way it is. But the dating world is tainted because a lot of women nowadays is using that to gain emotion and money, safe to say, because they worry about how much a man makes and can they get their bills paid. And I think we just got a call. I'm not sure. I wasn't think I forgot. I forgot I got the number down here. I'm up here reading text messages. And I think we had a call. My bad. You called and I missed it. I apologize. I was reading the text messages on the phone that people were sending, during the show.
Can you call it back? I'm just kidding.
I was thinking that call back, but I want to be like somebody, hey, it's been right. No, hell no.
Like, go ahead. What do we have to lose, I mean.
Okay. somebody said, I don't know how long this kind of did because they want a woman
That's been there for a minute when you were talking about going overseas. So there's another thing I want to bring up. And I'm going to speak on this topic because, baby, it relates to me. And you already know how I feel about this one.
Oh.
So I hear men on social media. You know, I see videos and all types of things about men saying, like, they can't find a good woman these days. And blah, 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 blah. I can't find this. I can't find this. I can't find this. But in reality, Jay, you know why they can't find them? Because they're too busy chasing this little shell that society proclaims that they need to be with, right? So they're chasing these women that are like, the waist is this big, they got them BBLs, they got them big old lip injections, them big old fake titties sitting up. You know, they're chasing what society says is beautiful. And they look over a lot of good women because we're bigger girls. We don't fit the standard of what society says that we look for. And that's something that like irks the fuck out of me, right? Because I'm a big girl. I ain't scared to talk about it. I ain't scared to show you who I am. But I've gotten looked over before because I'm not what society proclaims. But then once they've looked over me and then they've chased whatever it was that they wanted that didn't work out for them, and they saw the quality in me, they were on my phone like, hey, I miss you. What's going on? Can we talk?
I'm calling in. Let me see if this is about the podcast. Or, yo, talk to me.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Here we go. What's going on? Hello?
What's going on? This Jay?
Yeah, this Jay. What's up, man?
This Jay?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? It's Jay.
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. I was just going to give a little something on what your co-host was just speaking on.
Talk to me. Go ahead. You got the flow. I got you.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so she was speaking to the fact, to her experience as far as men on social media saying that there aren't good women out here. And I don't think that that's really the case. I think that a lot of things that have gone on for a long time where men have had to shoulder responsibilities and we're keeping hidden in the dark to a lot of things. And a lot of these things like hypergamy, different situations that have been coming to light and more information has been disseminated amongst the male community. And you see a lot of guys going more red pill, walking away from chasing women and doing things of that nature. And I think that it's just more that we got more information. We're more informed about what's going on. Just as when women were more informed, they got more advanced in different areas of life. So in the workforce and places like that, where they're starting to see this new independence and this new freedom from the traditional way of life or how it has been seen in America in the past.
You got that. So I see you said men. So let me ask you a question. You said men are walking away from chasing women because I got an actual text message about the show today that a woman is tired of like men they want women to chase men now instead of and you made this comment that men are walking away from chasing because of some of the things the way women are. Like she's saying that she wants to be this woman texted me earlier regarding the show saying she wants men to continue to chase women, but it seems vice versa that men wants women to chase them. What you think about that?
I think that love is mutualistic, and the desire to be needed, the desire to be wanted is mutualistic. I don't think that any one sex has dominancy on how somebody feels good or how somebody what makes them feel good. So if a man goes and gets a pedicure, a manicure, a massage, these things are seen as feminine, but these are just actual things that now we're talking about and we're saying that it's self-care. So I think it's just the role of equality. I think as women rise up in their equality to men in the society or as society views it, then I think it should be inversely. There should be more acceptance of men doing more, albeit feminine things or seen as feminine things. But these, in reality, these things are just self-care. And if a woman wants to be chased, of course, a man wants to be chased. Now, they may be on different ends of the spectrum. A man just may want you to say, oh, you smell good, or you looking good today, or something like that. Whereas a woman may want a little bit more extravagant or, explicit. I can't think.
Hey, so the self-care part. So I'm the pedicure and everything. So I don't think no wrong. I got some little crusty ass feet. I always be trying to show them. So I need a pedicure because a lot of women be looking at my feet like I know it's a few times. I'm like, man, pedicure. I was looking at this shit like, hey, that's too goddamn feminine. But I looked at my toes and the fucking paint coming off. I get them now, Jay. But before I let society get a hold of me, like, hey, I gotta get these goddamn feet done because this shit looking. I be all out of town and shit. Look at my feet. I can't be around here. Yeah. Hey, so I feel you, man. And I thank you for calling in, man. I actually thank you for tuning into the show, man. Calling in, give your viewpoints.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, man.
I take this, brother.
Yep.
He put some key points out there. I was writing as he was talking about the chasing part because I haven't got to a message that a woman sent where she was saying that men want women to chase them. That's the current generation. And men don't want to do the traditional thing where men chase women. You want to talk to a girl, you did make attempts and everything. So she was texting me, and I ain't got to read them. I remember her text. She said it's vice versa, that men want that, like, to be chased by women. And here's the thing. I don't want to be chased by no woman, but here's the thing, though. And this the word vulnerable. This gonna go on extra. So vulnerable, right? A man can be vulnerable to a woman, but we real cautious, right? Because with a man, we don't want to fall quick because we like macho, right? We don't want to show too much emotion until we know what the woman is thinking, right? So a dude don't want to be too vulnerable too fast. So what a guy does, he shows a little bit of vulnerability, but if he's unsure of the woman and her intentions, he may pull back a little bit, right? So he may want the woman, it ain't chasing. He wants the woman to come forward and see what she's doing. So it may seem like chasing. I'm going to show interest, but I want to also gauge and see what your interest is, because a man don't want to fall flat and hurt. A real man, we don't want that. So we'll come forward, and if we unsure the woman's like intentions, me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I do this. I pull back a little bit because before I show my hand or play my cards a little bit more, I want to know what the woman's intentions is and if she's really attracted to me and she's really feeling me. So I'm gonna pull back a little bit and see how she's gonna react. What do you think about that? Is that like, have you experienced that? What do you think about that? Like,
so if I'm showing you that I like you and you pull back from me, that's
no. Okay, I'm gonna hypothetically speak. I'm gonna use you and I, right? We talking, right? So I'm showing, I'm doing like these nice things for you, like, because it's genuine. Everything's from the heart is genuine. I'm doing this, you know what I'm saying? I might cook for you. I might, you know what I'm saying, rub your feet, doing everything. I might do that. And your energy back is like positive, but it's not like I'm like showing more of my hand than you are at the time. As I continue to show my hand, and I'm like kind of like scared of her. She might not be interested in me. So I'm not pulling back because you're showing interest, but it ain't, my energy is more than yours. So what I'm gonna do is rewind back and pull my energy back to here and see if you meet me there, if your interest there, which means, like, for example, I might text you good morning, whatever, and I might if I do it so often and like I think the energy is off, I might go a day. I'm gonna see if she texts me if I miss not texting her good morning, because I'm the one that initiate every day. Gotcha. I'm gonna see if she does it today. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if she reach out. I'm gonna tell her, see if she says she missed me. I'm gonna see if she reach out and ask me what you want to do, instead of me asking like, what we doing this weekend. I want her to reach out and like, hey, babe, I miss you. What are we doing? I want her to pop up at my house. I don't like toxic, but I like a little crazy though. I like pop up. Pop up my house during the night.
To answer your question, if my man is doing all that, and that's who I'm with, I'm gonna reciprocate and I'm going to show my appreciation. I'm not the type of woman who, if I'm interested enough for you to be doing that stuff, that type of stuff for me, then I obviously want something with that person. Right. So I'm gonna flower them and pour back into them just the way they're doing to me, because I don't, if that's what you're showing me that you do, I don't ever want that to change. Like, don't stop doing that because I enjoy it. So I'm going to show you how much I enjoy it so that you don't stop doing that. That's me as a woman. I don't know about everybody else, but I'm definitely going to let my man know I appreciate everything. Just like I said in the last podcast, you know, it's the small things. When you're showing me you're doing things for me that I enjoy, you're going to get those things back, whether it's your favorite snacks on top of the refrigerator or in the pantry, or, you know, like you said, or they said last night, you hear your man say that he needs some socks, I'm going to pick those up too. It's the small things that matter, but I'm definitely going to reciprocate and pour back into my man just the way he's given me.
So it's funny you say that, the energy. So as a current situation, I can't say which, because I don't want to be like, are you telling my business on the podcast? So, but so the situation I brought up, because like when people like men, we just be like, damn, we got to be careful, because men don't really show women are more emotional, right? Men don't really play the cards of emotions first. Women show it. So I had one day, right? I didn't text her. Wake up. I'm like, let's see what text her first. I want to text her first, but that's you know how you really get in that little stage when you in the beginning. So she texts like, oh, afternoon. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry, no my text, but I'm like, I was kind of sitting here waiting. Well, I was sitting waiting. It's you both sitting on waiting. It seems all cute and everything. You both sitting waiting to see text each other first. But a lot of men, we kind of do it in a way, a lot of men don't want to be hurt. And men, we you gonna show the emotion. If women break our heart, like, shit, fuck it. It is what it is. And the way we wear our emotions, we take our toxic ass to somebody else. We always take it to a past toxic person, because we don't want to smother our toxicity on a good woman. We go find the trash and smother the toxicity on smother the toxic on them. But it's true, like, man, we got to learn how to be like the mental health thing and talk. We don't put our emotions out there like that. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
it's not a good thing, because if speaking for myself, because like I said, I'm the type of person that when I'm dating somebody and I'm getting to know them, like, I'm all in and I'm showing you who I am, because I want you to know what to expect in the future. So if you're holding back, like, at some point that might make me feel like you're not interested. And so that's going to make me pull back on how I'm showing you that I'm interested, because I'm going to, just like you said, like, I don't feel like he's that interested. So why should I keep doing this, or why should I keep showing?
But if you coming forward though, you see what you just said is you coming forward. So I'm talking to you, and I'm like, damn, she must have you could have had a bad week at work, and then like I feel like some drift. I'm like, I'm coming, I'm like, how you doing, whatever, and I kind of feel I had the situation happen before too in the past, like years ago. I was talking to somebody, I was putting my all in, I was like leaving flowers at the door and everything, etc. and everything, and it was like 4 weeks. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not fucking finna put in all this work and I'm not getting the reciprocated energy. So I was like, fuck it. I stopped. So I know what word I use. Damn, I can't think of the word I use. They say I use this word all the fucking time. Then I dismiss.
Expendable.
Expendable. So this one girl, I made her ass expendable, because I felt like for 4 weeks I was fucking treated. So I made her expendable, and actually she fucking came back about a week or 2 weeks later after that, because I was doing the nice guy, doing everything, checking on her, and I was trying to like be there for her from an emotional standpoint. She just fucking totally ignored me. Like, I was really loyal to the situation. So I said, fuck it. Like, all this energy I'm spending, fuck that bullshit. I'm cutting it off. And she ended up coming back 2 weeks later, and my emotion, like, I was like not gambling. Once a man become vulnerable one time and we become vulnerable, it's rare that we give you a part two unless we really feel you or fell in love. If we give you some vulnerability in the beginning, take advantage in a good way, because if you just play us and shoot us off, you're not getting part two. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's me.
She fucked up, because if I ain't heard from you by the first hour and a half that I've been awake, I'm texting you. Like, I can't go without that communication. I want to check on my person. I want my person to check on me. Like, it's the 100. It's got to be reciprocated,
You know what? I like, man. I don't. It's what you say. You say you're not letting an hour, 2 hours go by. Like, my lady can do this. Come in the fucking door. Hey, give me a kiss. They might say something weird to some people. I like a little bit. If I can try to be a little bit crazy, I like a little bit of that. You know, it's good for later on. You know, I like a girl that got some man's back. You know what's sexy? When somebody in public, you got your man out, they say something disrespectful to you and your woman step up like,
Oh, what?
Exactly. I love that woman. So you give me that woman that do that, cook, ask me how my day going. You know what the fuck I will do to you?
I'm like, if we're at a restaurant and you get my man's order wrong, and so I've seen this and I've dated, you know, in my past, I've gone on dates where I'll use this example. So about 4 years ago, I went on this date. This guy and I had been chatting a little bit. He was real cool. You know, we went on a date and they got his order wrong and he was allergic to something, but he didn't want to say nothing. So the waitress came by and I was like, excuse me. And she's like, yes, ma'am. I'm like, so he specifically told you, don't put this on this. And it's there and he's allergic. So like, I need you to fix this, please. And he just looked at me and she's like, okay, not a problem. He was like, I should just marry you right now. But baby, I got, like I said, if it's my man, I got his back. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't talk to my man like that. We will fight. Me and him will jump you together. No, I'm just playing.
Like, let's go. Let's go.
Do it.
I like that though. A woman like having the man's back, and like what you're saying right now, we hardly ever get that in today's world. That's what's wrong with the dating world. You don't have a woman like what you just said. To have that is a blessing. Like, you know, I'm very fucking loyal. A woman like that. Like I believe I may have that, but a woman that provides all that ain't no reason to go nowhere. A woman that goes out her way to do the little things, a woman that has your back out there and to speak up for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's dope. That's something to be loyal to. That's
the one you hold on to, but you know.
People gotta wake up and they gotta wake up and smell the coffee, because when you find that in the dating world, this is the thing. So I think the dating pool, like I told you before, for women is kind of like, it's not a big pool of good men out here. I think it's maybe a bigger pool for men looking for women, but it's a small pool men looking for women with those qualities you're just saying. That woman has a man back like that. That pool is small. So men, we could probably find a good woman, and she might be decent, you know what I'm saying? She might do little things. You probably can coincide with her. She might laugh. She probably can't cook, and she probably got your back like you were just talking about, you know. So you're decent. Me, I need that small pool of women that can cook, that has my back, and I'm gonna go out my way too. But that's man. This
look, I'm the outspoken one. Like in my friends group, my family, everybody knows Samantha's got a big ass mouth. I'm gonna speak up. If my man don't want to speak up, I'm gonna speak up and say something. Like it's gonna get taken care of. Okay, I have no problem doing that.
And that's we know it, and that's kind of like that's the co-pilot right there. I'm talking about, like, sometimes, man, in certain situations, like I'm a big guy. So if I go out and I tell somebody to get pissed off, they immediately go think I'm gonna become aggressive. They probably call the fucking police, right? I need my woman to speak up. Probably, I don't need her to speak up because I would want her to say nothing. I'm like the type that like take care of things. Like, babe, I got this. And she probably be like, no, you go to jail, but her ass, she probably go to jail too, because sometimes when she's ready to flip off, she's ready to flip off. But like, me in public and talking and whatever, sometimes a woman just speaking up, saying little things. I don't like drama. I don't like all that extra shit out there, a bunch of people. But a woman speaking up, it ain't got to be like in a situation where it's arguing, but like you said, the restaurant situation, hey, his order's wrong. Come here. Like, some women will know that, catch on, and will say something for the man say something, because that's, some women are more organized and they ready to, like, you know, I gotta get this together. That's just in them. We men are more laid back, like, fuck it, I ain't gonna strip, I ain't gonna deal with this. And the women be like, no, babe,
wow, you paying for that? Let's get that fixed.
Exactly. So that's pretty dope what you say. Like, what you just stated, ain't too many women out here with that type of mentality.
There's not a lot of us old school hearted people left, I don't feel like. So
no, because I stress the home cooked meals like so much, how important it is. How the home cooked meal. And
you know, I miss cooking for somebody. Like my son's hardly home. He's at work now, and it's what 10:30 at night. It's just me, you know. When I have a man, there's nothing better than a nice home cooked meal, but even the intimacy of cooking with your man, or just the intimacy of while you're cooking, your man comes up behind you and like rubs on you a little bit, you know, and shows you that love and shows you the appreciation while you're cooking. That's the type of shit that I miss, you know. So it's sad that there's not a lot of old school type of people left in this world, because there's not a lot of men who have the old school mentality either. So
subsequently, this is going to happen in the dating world. So people need to prepare. The dating world is going to get worse, people, because and especially this country, in the United States. And I hate to say it because it's this thing, right? And I was talking to somebody about this today. It's called the Willie Lynch letter, right? So the Willie Lynch letter is like how slave masters were supposed to keep slaves in check. The Willie Lynch letter, to me, has like expanded and went to like every culture. It's not about slaves no more. In the Willie Lynch letter, it taught women to be superior to men, not to respect them. You can be independent, be your own, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That was for slaves, and it actually expanded out to the whole Western cultures, to every race, to every to Hispanic, Caucasian race, whatever, every race. So you have women right now that think they got the degrees, they're making more money, but some women take that and like, I'm better than you, so now I'm gonna have a man to make $100 grand. Well, you look at America. I think the stat was that I talked to Ashley about this. 13 to 15% of people in America make over 100,000 plus a year. So what women do, the more successful they become, the less option they have, because they want their salaries to match. So if you want your salaries to match, you take yourself out that fucking 70-something percentile down, you got 13 to 15% of people make over 100K. Out that amount of money, there are women that make over 100K, you know, over 100 plus K. So now you're probably talking about 7% range. So the more successful women got to choose between maybe 7, even 5% of the man that makes over $100,000. That's why a lot of women are single that are successful. A lot of successful women are very single. A lot. I ain't say all, but a lot. Because they have those projections where my man got to make this. And some may look up and find a man to make that money. But one thing they do, right? Women put money as a number one priority in the dating world. And as I asked you at the beginning of the show, one thing people don't ask is, do you believe in God?
mm-hmm.
God comes first.
God comes first always.
Always. The first thing a woman says, they want to know how much a dude make. A man can be a millionaire and have like fucking 10 kids he don't take care of, but all the thing is the monetary things, the money. And that's why the dating world is like so screwed up. It's going to get worse, because now, going back to the Will Lynch letter, you made women successful, and you made them want things that are either equal or superior to them, because they look at men that make less money, some women, not all, as little peasants. I don't want that. I want no broke ass man.
But you know what?
What?
Remember when I said earlier that can be taken away from you this quick?
Yes, exactly.
This quick. You could get in a car accident tomorrow that paralyzes you, and you can't do what was making you $100,000 a year. So then what?
You know what happened to me last year, right? So I did very well. I had a fucking knee injury, trying to live my glory days. And when I got hurt, I wasn't making no money. So now I got to go up my savings account. I use it for credit cards. So the person I thought was there for me, I got up one morning, I'm asleep. And after the surgery and everything, I'm asleep. And there are movers. I'm like, damn. Like, I thought this would be me. I'm at my worst in life. So now, there ain't no money. There's a mortgage to be paid. Motherfucker walked out on me. Move. So it's like, you're right.
Because you couldn't do for her what you needed, what she wanted you to do for her anymore.
Exactly.
And that's what people chase these days. It's not about a true foundation and establishment. They're chasing what people can do for them these days. And then when they lose it, then they're done. They move on to the next person.
But the thing is, how you want traditional people, but not be the traditional woman. That's what I mean by the crutch. When a man is down, he's not out. Keep him up. Bring him back up to life. You know what I'm saying? It takes work, and it's always. That's why people in a relationship. That's why you get married. It's like to death do us part. But people are not all about the death to death do us part thing, because when something goes wrong, because everybody like the glory days, right? You like the sun shining, you want to like, oh, hey, sunshine, I'm having fun. When the rain pours, they not sticking by your side when the rain pours. They fucking going somewhere like, damn, I don't want to get wet. Now you stay out there, you get wet with me. We get through this together. And that's why I made that woman to still be there when it's raining, to be pushing them, because the man will bring the sunshine back again, because the woman's by his side. It takes two, but she's pushing them. So that's a problem. You don't have many women doing that.
So that woman that left you when you were down and out, I hope she sits back and she sees where you're at now, how you're doing. And I bet she's regretting that, because look at you. You're back to life. You're lively again.
Yeah.
You know, but she left you in the time that you needed her the most. But that just shows you that she wasn't the woman for you.
She wasn't. I still, to this day, I respect her, but that situation, it still replays in my head. Like I can replay a button and like remember like getting up like, damn, you know, because I had expectations that, you know, she got my back, I'm down. I'm only gonna be down for a little bit. She gonna tell me it's gonna be all right. And I was a little crabby myself, you know. I had my little thing because I was going through mentally. I wasn't all the way there. Fucked up knee. I couldn't do for my girl. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do nothing. I literally depend on everybody. And I'm a man where I'm always there for everybody. I do everything and I don't question. I do. No question. I can do for nobody. I can't do for myself, hardly. I needed help. And I found out the hard way how life is when you get stripped, everything taken from you. You know, you're doing a good life, you're living, and then once the fucking world falls down on you, reality hits.
Yeah.
It's hard. So I think God put me in that situation to see, you know, for me to see things. This is how it can look before fall. And I think I've been transformed.
Good for you, Jay. Good for you.
Transform, God. Transform, Jay.
Good for you.
So it's damn. We can go on and we can do a part two. There's just so much stuff to cover. Like in the dating world, we just hit like probably half because I got a lot more stuff written down. But I have a couple of videos I want to share.
Okay.
For like the next time. I didn't download them though. I wish I would have. But I want a couple of videos to share where situations where men have been out with women, and I got to show this next time. I don't even want to go into the details because I want to show the video so people can actually see it. And I want YouTube to be back up.
Yes.
Back up next Friday. Like I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna leave politics out of the shows for now. I'm gonna leave them out. I'm not gonna talk about it because I come on too strong. I'd rather come on strong in a conversation we have now where it's okay. I don't want to talk about politics and other stuff no more because I guess we got a strike. So we'll be back on YouTube next time, y'all. I know this is gonna be better. There was a lot of people tuning in and commenting, but you know, next time we'll be back on YouTube and everything. And there's a lot of subscribers on our YouTube. They're not even subscribed to the Facebook, so they probably missed the show. Which I upload.
Will you be able to post this to YouTube for?
Yes.
Okay.
When the show's over, I'm gonna download it and everything, and I can post it to YouTube though. So I apologize, people, but it's gonna be better next time. We're gonna be on YouTube, and all our viewers will get to see. You know, so
it's all right. I think it was a good one. There's so much to cover in dating in today's society. So
I got it.
Just don't waste people's time if you don't have any good intentions. You know, I have a TikTok that I posted when I first started making them that says, if you're coming to disturb my peace, just leave me the fuck alone. And I meant that. I meant that with everything in me because I have worked so hard. I went through years of therapy and self-reflection and finding God stronger in my life and rebuilding who I was because I am at a point in my life. I know what I want. I want to love somebody's son unconditionally and be that crutch if I need to be, or that backbone, or that voice that's scared to speak up. Not scared, but, you know, that doesn't speak up because of the uncomfort or whatever. I know what I want for myself. So when I made that TikTok, like, I was being so fucking myself and so true. If you're coming to disturb my peace, leave me alone. If you're going to go disturb somebody else's peace, leave them alone. Because people have come so far to be who they are. Like, I am such a peaceful, happy person. Back then, I was an asshole. I can say it. Like, my ex-husband and I had to speak a couple of weeks ago about some stuff. And he's like, I'm so proud of the woman that you've become. Like, I know I put you through some shit. Like, the last 5 years of our marriage, you know, it's my fault. I did a lot of things that I shouldn't have did. And he was actually part of my healing process. You know, after he went to prison, he wrote me, asked me to come visit him. He had an issue with alcohol, so DWIs got him sent away. And so I went and saw him, and to sit across from him and look me in my eyes sober and tell me, you know, like, the issue was my alcohol. You were never the issue. I know that you were always trying to be my backbone and trying to support me, but I was pushing it away because I was in an addiction. So, you know, if people have worked their ass off to come from where they were at to where they are now, just leave them alone. Don't disturb their peace if you don't have good intentions for them. That's all.
But that's the message people not gonna take, because they're gonna come disturb the peace.
Well, my piece is closed off, so you can't disturb this.
People will tell, but hey, you see closed off. That's the thing. You see the red flags of bullshit. So
Right.
you cut off the interest to get in this. Like, nah, I'm not fucking with you, bro. Get back. Get back.
If you're not ready to reciprocate and pour back, leave me alone.
Hey, so the premiere of Peak 22. So like I said, next time, guys, I'm gonna be on YouTube because I'm gonna be nice. So I'm like, they told me to wait till next Friday. They gave me a strike because of some things I said on the podcast. It wasn't bad. It was the truth. It was the truth. It was politics, but neither here or there. There's Jay. Get used to this space. You're gonna be seeing now the Life Grind crew. This Peak 22, y'all. So first episode, we'll see y'all pretty soon. Y'all, peace out, y'all. Good night.
Have a good night.